let's start with a look at a clip from Tiger's speech.
Every one of you has good reason to be critical of me. I want to say to each of you, simply and directly, I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Stephen, let me start with you. Are we buying this apology? Do you think it was sincere?
Well, most, according to polls, enough Americans do buy it. I'm certainly not one of those people. I'm in a minority in that regard. I think it was an absolute disaster. I've been on the record for saying that certainly the words that he elocuted was correct. He needed to apologize to his family, friends, loved ones, the people that he embarrassed. But at the same time, his delivery, his presentation came across as very fake, very phony, very disingenuous, to say the least. And that's the position that I maintain even after I've gotten a chance to sit on it for the weekend.
Okay. Pat, you agree?
No, and I love Stephen A. Smith. We're good friends. But, you know, the level of hypocrisy in this thing has been astounding, maybe not surprising. Everybody, included me, everybody wanted him to come forward. Let's see your face, look into the camera, talk. And then he does this, literally stops the country, stops the stock market, stops CNN, HLN, ESPN, everything, stops everything.
Yeah.
And then then afterwards, everybody says, oh, no, he was a phony, he didn't look right. If you read his words, Stephen A., his words were great. You know, I've been in recovery. I know what this is like. And he is taking the correct steps to improve his life. His words are sensational. I heard the best thing this morning from Colin Cowherd on ESPN. He said, most reporters treated Tiger like a god for 13 years. And then when he acted like a god, they're angry with him, you know?
Well,
so,
what do you mean a god? A god that was having sex with 14 women? What kind of god was that?
No, I'm talking about everybody was afraid to confront the guy. Most of these people that criticize him would you know, wet their pants if they were standing in front of the guy, you know?
Pat, you have known me for years, and you know I'm not one of those people. That's number one. Let's get that straight.
I'm not putting you in that. I'm not putting you in there.
Number two, I certainly agreed with you about his words and how they were the appropriate words, but the issue at hand is his presentation, which was god-awful, not to mention the fact that you can't ignore how awful his presentation was and how it was necessary because he tried to manipulate the masses by telling some cockamamie story to get this whole thing started, not to mention all the mistresses that kept coming out week after week after week. This is not something that was perpetuated by the media. It was perpetuated by those mistresses.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a shrink in here. Okay?
Oh, sure.
Joy, I thought you were the shrink, Joy.
Well, only on television. She does it for a living. What do you think, Gilda?
I think that he was very broken up. But because he lost all of his endorsements, he is a broken man now. He has been caught, and all these mistresses have been coming out of the woodwork. And I wasn't one of these fans who thought that he was a god. And a god always looks bigger from below. But when you see the person in reality, and you see him for what he is, then you have to look at him as a human being. And, you know, recovery is a very long process. And Pat is absolutely right. Just because you have a bout of therapy does not a reformed person make.
Well, that's true. I mean, we'll have to talk about that, too, about how many months or years does he have to spend. But I want to look at another clip where Tiger talks about a sense of entitlement. Let's look at this.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew my actions were wrong, but I convinced myself that normal rules didn't apply. I thought I could get away with whatever I wanted to. I felt that I had worked hard my entire life and deserved to enjoy all the temptations around me. I felt I was entitled.
He's worked hard all his life. He's only 30-something years old. Give me a break. Stephen, don't a lot of professional athletes have that sense of entitlement? Not just athletes, politicians, too.
Absolutely, but I got news for you. It's not their fault that they are that way. It's the people that insulate them. You've got all of these companies, all of these corporations that they are making money for. And as a result of that, there's layers and layers of protection, which makes them feel invincible because you have to get through those layers in order to get to them. And they're the ones in front of your face saying, we've got your back. We'll cover you.
Right.
Don't worry about anything. We'll do anything that you need done because you make money for us. You're the golden boy. So I don't blame Tiger Woods for that. I don't blame any of these professional athletes for that. I do blame the politicians, however, because they're elected officials asking to represent other people, but not the athletes.
Okay.